You want to know what the biggest problem with YouTube is, or at least deciding on whether or not you want to venture down the path of becoming a YouTube content creator for the sole purpose of making money? It's that you don't actually make any real money. Or at least most people will assume that to be true and say that YouTube's not a real job. But I mean, the simple fact of the matter is that not everyone is going to make money on YouTube. And most people won't. Some people will, and even less than some will actually make substantial, sizable amounts of money that are even worth talking about. But the biggest problem with it is that you won't make any money because they won't actually pay you. Now, granted, YouTube has been going through a lot of different changes here recently. And if this is your job, then you may want to pay close attention to what's happening, because these changes, although they say, no, the YouTube algorithm hasn't changed. Okay, we can play on words here. The YouTube community guidelines have changed. The YouTube partner program policies have been updated. YouTube monetization features are going to go away for creators, and even the monetization tab in YouTube Studio has changed to earn. Granted, YouTube does rely on creators to continuously allow them the ability to produce substantial amounts of revenue each and every year through advertisements, through ads, through other services that they offer. And they can't just wipe out the creator, because they would essentially be biting the hand that feeds them. But with that being said, in my opinion, these changes add up to a new YouTube, a new algorithm, whether they want to admit it or not. I did a live stream yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it. And we were talking about Kingdom Reacts and reacting to Kingdom Reacts' latest and last upload or live stream, being him explaining how YouTube put him to work. Or I'll take that back. They didn't put him to work. He chose to do this. He chose to stick his neck out there on the line, invest money, time, effort, energy into his channel. And he was on track for his biggest month ever, a $60,000 payout for the month, after achieving millions of views, only to receive an email for which you then see him being put into tears as he explains the tragic story and ultimately uncertain future of whether or not he will even return to YouTube, after them telling him that he is no longer going to receive any form of monetization, and the $60,000 that he thought he had earned, they were not going to pay him. And I would go as far as to say that YouTube could even potentially, which is part of the YouTube Partner Program agreement, go back on previous payments and payouts made through Google AdSense and determine that those two are in fact ineligible, and then withdraw that money from your bank account and or take legal action to collect thousands of dollars, which he said he was averaging anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 a month. So you gotta think, if YouTube decides, hey, you know what, we don't like the last 12 months of your content, so we're going to want you to pay us anywhere from $48,000 to $60,000 because it violated the partner program policy that we paid you for, but we really shouldn't have. We go into great detail, my wife and I, Michelle, on Kingdom Reacts and his situation on the live stream, so go check it out. It's the live stream that shows Kingdom Reacts. It's got his head in hand, and it says demonetized. But I'm doing a little bit of research. I want to bring you guys more of the truth. I want to bring you guys more of what's happening, what's going on. And so I'm curious, who else is being affected? Now, granted, Kingdom Reacts was on a slippery slope, okay? I even created a video a few months ago where I explained how the copyright rules and Fair Use Act is going to get a lot of channels in trouble because the creators, typically being news channels, or depending on the content that you typically create, gaming channels, sports channels, like, it doesn't matter. Anyone who's creating content by leveraging videos and clips of videos, whether it be from YouTube or Instagram Reels or TikTok or Twitter, it doesn't matter, of someone else's, are at risk, obviously, of a copyright strike, but in this particular instance, a breach of the YouTube partner program agreement of reusing content. This is only going to get worse, which is also one of the reasons why I was promoting so heavily UGC, which is user generated content. And I even am building up a library. I was joking about this with some friends. Richard actually commented this on one of my videos, but I was joking about creating my own library of B-roll of, stock footage that I could easily use in any video in any situation that I wanted to or needed to have that supporting B-roll clip of my own. And granted, people can do this and then sell it and license it to like iStock or iStock Photo, or I'm trying to remember the name of the other one. I don't remember the name of the other one, but it's basically you pay as a membership to have access to this royalty-free, copyright-free content, and then the creators, they make money by creating this content, uploading it. So, however, I think that has kind of gotten like oversaturated, not from the creators uploading, but from the people and creators using it, where now almost every video looks the same because everybody's pulling from the same B-roll. Especially if we catch one of these faceless channels run by automated AI robots that are basically making this content, which is the other thing. Like, if YouTube doesn't see a face, your channel's probably going to be limited, because YouTube is not interested in creating content or promoting content created by AI. Okay. I've even had an instance where YouTube assumed I was AI, and it had an issue with my content. It was resolved. But as I'm doing my research, I come across even more problems with YouTube, with creators on YouTube voicing their concerns. Now, granted, a lot of folks were complaining about not getting impressions, not getting reach, not getting views, not getting subscribers. We are in a recession, and this is par for the course, okay? And YouTube is probably, maybe besides the housing market and the stock market, probably one of the best indicators of the state of the economy based on a variety of factors. And, it just kind of is what it is. But also, again, YouTube claims they haven't changed the algorithm, but they changed the inputs that the algorithm uses, in which it's going to then determine who's going to see your content. Much like YouTube is using the same changes and inputs to the algorithm to determine who's going to see what kinds of ads and when. So, yeah, they haven't changed the algorithm. They just changed how the algorithm receives the inputs. Okay, got it. Got it, YouTube. You didn't change the algorithm. Makes sense. But if you're not paying attention as a creator or as a viewer, then odds are your experience on the platform is going to be less than optimal, and satisfaction could actually decrease, as YouTube is ultimately trying to increase satisfaction, for which they say they can determine based on surveys, which, if you've ever received one of these YouTube surveys, you probably know how the questions are asked in such a way that you really can't answer them properly. So I don't know how they're gauging this satisfaction, but I can tell you, as a creator and a viewer, my satisfaction level with the platform has probably declined over the last 9 months. But I digress. Because as I'm searching for other people's problems, OPP, on YouTube, not because I'm interested in witnessing their demise and catastrophic failure and destruction, but more so because I'm interested in learning from mistakes, learning from problems, learning from roadblocks, hiccups, speed bumps, and not necessarily my own. This way I can avoid them and be better, and maybe make someone else be better or help someone else be better. So I come across this new invalid traffic bug. Now, like I said, I'm going to bring you guys the truth. And the truth is that, yes, the invalid traffic issue with monetization is a problem. It is a problem that I experienced maybe 2 or 3 months ago. And I just never said anything about it because it was a problem that I initially created for myself. And it was pretty clear that that were the case, but I didn't really think it was something that I should broadcast to the world. However, now it is a somewhat viral topic. So anyone who receives this invalid traffic or notification, which ultimately is a deduction of monetization, will then create a video stating that their channel has been demonetized. They will dance around some of the verbiage, maybe stretch the truth a little bit, or just flat out lie. As I've seen it, as I'm watching the videos, listening to what they say, but reading what's on the screen, and it's not the same. But we can make mountains out of molehills, right? That's what the platform is all about. Exaggerating the truth, telling lies. However you want to describe it, I don't even care. But what I'm seeing is this is now a trend. Invalid traffic bug, invalid traffic bug, invalid traffic bug. It's almost like saying Beetlejuice's name 3 times will show up. I'm only saying it so many times so the YouTube algorithm will pick up on it and maybe rank this video for invalid traffic bug. But the simple fact of the matter is that the invalid traffic bug came from driving traffic to videos that were not organic and ultimately could be used in a way to abuse the system and ultimately rack up ad revenue. For instance, like if you ever played skee ball at the arcade and you ran up the ramp and you like flicked the little thing, get your score to go up. It's like that. It's literally like that. Granted, you could have thrown the ball and got a perfect score, but YouTube looks at it as, no, we're seeing where this traffic's coming from and we don't like it, so we're not going to pay you for it. But creators know and see other creators getting viral views off of the topic, so then they will then create their own video, share their own sob story, and try to, leverage the opportunity to get viral views. But the problem with that is you can't ride that wave forever. And, it's almost like, the disappearing magician trick. You can only do it one time. But after that, you got to go back to doing what you were doing or who you were and whatever views you were getting. Maybe you got a few donations. Maybe you got some new members. I don't know. But it's not something I would really want to build my channel off of, if that makes sense. But regardless, this is the situation that we're in right now. You could work so hard creating content, planning, strategizing, recording video, editing video, optimizing video, doing all these things, receiving millions and millions and millions of views, seeing your ad revenue numbers climb, only for YouTube to say, we don't want to pay you for that. Is it a huge problem? No, not at all. Don't rely on YouTube as your primary source of income. There you go. Use YouTube as a tool that it is to drive revenue in other places. Be careful how you drive traffic to YouTube. But as long as you have a channel, YouTube can't stop you from making money on the platform or by way of or through the platform. But more importantly, I would definitely pay close attention and seriously consider how my content is going to be created moving forward, not only for the audience, but also for the algorithm, which YouTube claims are one and the same. The algorithm is the audience. And we actually have some case studies that we will never post on YouTube because even though we know, I don't think it's right to call people out like that. There are channels out there that expose other channels and call them out and expose their tricks and call them scammers and grifters or whatever the term is. I'm not going to do that. I know how it works. I also have my own morals and integrity and ways in which I want to create content and grow my channel and connect with my audience, my true audience. But I can trick my audience or the algorithm by doing and saying certain things. And that's ultimately what happens. But even still, the algorithm is a living, breathing, learning organism, which is really strange to say. And it will pick up on it. It will catch on very quickly. And then it will focus on your channel and analyze all your content, put you under a microscope, and possibly take away all of your monetization. And if you're reusing other people's clips, videos, content, footage, B-roll, whatever it may be, even if it's off the platform, maybe from TikTok or Instagram Reels or wherever, YouTube's cracking down. They're coming down hard. We're going to see more videos of more creators telling their story about how YouTube demonetized their channel and how they're not getting paid anymore. And please send donations to my PayPal or my Cash App. But I don't really feel sorry for people who do things that they know they shouldn't be doing and then get caught doing it and then want to complain about it. You see what I'm saying? But then you got to ask yourself, is YouTube a real job anyway? And obviously it's not. Because how many jobs... Sorry. I'm running a wired mic now. My other mic broke. So I'm testing out this $20 wired mic from Amazon, and I'm obviously not used to this wire, so I just yanked it out of my hand. But how many jobs have you ever worked where you could put in 30 days of effort and wait for your pay cycle to turn over to receive your paycheck, only for your employer to tell you, yeah, sorry, we don't really like what you did last month, so we're just not going to pay you for it. YouTube's pretty much one of the only places that can do that and get away with it so far. Maybe we'll see some sort of class action lawsuit and cases filed against YouTube in the future, but you know, that's not a fight that I'm even interested in getting involved in. I don't have the time, effort, energy, desire, or the money to go up against a giant like Alphabet. Like, really? Even if you win, you still lose. Think about it. But to each their own. You can use the tricks as long as you want, while you can, and if you get caught, when you get caught, don't cry about it. Just realize the truth and understand. And as the viewers, I'm sorry, guys. I think that a lot of viewers are getting taken advantage of right now and will continue to get taken advantage of for the foreseeable future. The key is going to be, are you satisfied with the content that you're watching, the videos that you're choosing to click on, the information that you receive, the entertainment, the value that you get from it? If the answer is yes, then nothing else really matters. It really doesn't. Even if the creator is lying to you or stretching the truth. If the answer is yes to all those questions, it doesn't really matter. Appreciate you guys watching.